Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric, and I thought today we'd kind of talk about a few things, and that is the the family farm. You know, what was the demise of the family farm, and who is the culprit in all this? And then I would like to finish it off with some positives that are going on that you probably don't know about. Now, growing up, there was a farm probably every quarter mile, and they milked anywhere from 8 to 15 cows, enough to feed their family and enough to sell to others that weren't in the business. Farmers weren't there to get rich. And then we went through some growing stages. And that was, now you had to have a 40 cow dairy per family just to make it. And then I remember going to 60 to 70 head and trying to make it on milking that many cows. Of course, every stage we had to increase equipment, we had to increase the land volume, tillable land, in order to get the feed for the animals in the building, in the barn. But I know for us, our farm, we were milking 63, and I was working out 2 different jobs, security jobs, just to keep it going at one point. And it was taking almost my whole paychecks working out just to cover the grain bill. And I finally found a job that paid good, had good benefits, had weekends off, vacation. And I told my wife, I said, you know what? Now's the time to get out. We can keep the farm, but let's have an auction and sell the cattle and machinery. That there's no sense in killing ourselves and being in the red. And that's what a lot of the farms were up against. Now we have, on our road alone, there was 13 or 14 dairies. We have one. And they're milking around 1,500, 1,800. And the only other closest farm that's milking is one that has almost 5,000 head that they're milking. It's a lot of hard work to farm. If everybody tells you it's easy and it's going to be great and all, no, it's hard work. You hair pull sometimes, but the thing is it's been over time, and there's been a lot of factors. Kids seeing what their parents were going through and saying, "This isn't for me, guys." I'm gonna go on to college and find a decent job. And then land prices started going up. It made it harder for young people to get in. 4-H used to be huge, and now you hear a little bit about it, but not like it used to be. And the big farms are buying up or leasing all the ground around us. The 5 farms that I have, they don't have enough tillable Because these guys, they want the big open meadows where they can run their big tractors. And they have big equipment. So they need to, they don't want to spend 5 minutes on a meadow. They want 30, 40 acre minimum size meadows. Now you have some folks that are starting to homestead. And when I say homestead, they're kind of testing the water. There's different wants depending on the people. Some want just organic everything because they're sick of, eating crap. Others want a simpler life, less hectic. It can be. If all you're doing is farming, it is less hectic. But if you're relying on the farming to pay for your cost, then it gets hectic. So make sure you're independently wealthy before you become a farmer. But no, the bigger farms now are doing what 100, 150, 200 dairies used to do. They have their own milk trucks, have all their own equipment, their own employees. And they milk those cows 24 hours a day. Yeah. We used to milk them twice a day. That was bad enough. But for you homesteaders that are thinking of doing it, all I can tell you is little to no debt. Don't go crazy. Don't go out and buy a brand new tractor and a brand new mower and a brand new baler and test the water. See how you like it. Learn the trade from somebody that's still doing it the way you want to do it. That's the quickest and easiest way to find out whether you're going to be successful or if you're going to fail. And I'll tell you, the numbers are high on the failures. The positives that I'm seeing are, one, of course, the homesteaders. They're coming into the old abandoned farms and revitalizing them. But for us, the biggest positive that I've seen is you have a lot of Amish that are being pushed out of PA, Ohio, because the land prices are just pushing them out and there's no way they can grow in that area. And they're moving whole large families into our community. They have been for years. And I'll tell you, they've been around for 30 plus years. And like with even us English, they call us, you get good and bad. But the majority of the Amish that I encounter, that I know and are friends with, are good people. They are. They're hardworking. And for me, that was probably the biggest positive that I saw. Because I was looking at our road and I was watching barns fall in from not being taken care of, the roofs not being fixed, and the land just growing up into brush. And then I watched as these families moved up. Most of ours are from PA and Ohio. And they started fixing the old barns if they could. You started seeing a lot of kids. You started seeing big gardens. You started seeing the land being cleaned up. You started seeing animals as you drive up our road. And instead of it being an eyesore and grown up into brush, these folks are doing such a wonderful job of bringing back what used to be when I was in my childhood, similar, except for there's a lot of differences between us, but They milk. Certain ones milk. Other ones have sawmills. Each one learns a trade. And they fill their milk cans. They have one location where they go and dump their milk. And it's all recorded, and then a milk truck backs up and picks up the milk. But for us that are farming it and stuff, the only ones that are left are the guys that are doing beef like me, or crop, one or the other. So on that note,